Hello and welcome. My name is Sharon and this is Trio.of.Witches Tarot. Today I'm going to do another unfair deck comparison and a continuation of my animal deck collection. And if you don't know what an unfair deck comparison is kind of ironic. I just take two decks that for me have some similarities and some differences maybe, and I walk through them both card by card and just see where they are alike and where they might be different. And maybe it helps you to, if you're like on the fence about these decks, decide if you just want one or the other, or maybe you do want both. So let's get started. So we have the Pacific Northwest Tarot. And then we have, I know it's hard to see in this light, I'm sure, the Brady Tarot. This is the second edition. I think this is the first edition of the, pretty sure it is. I don't know that the second edition is out yet. So anyway, this comes in one of those nice magnetic boxes that folds out. The backs, and it comes with a nice little guidebook. And then the Brady Tarot comes in a box like this. And it has its own nice guidebook too, a little bit bigger. And these are the backs. It's a little bit thicker. It's definitely a different cardstock, the Brady Tarot is. So let's start with the guidebooks. So let's get the boxes out of the way. So the Brady Tarot, the guidebook was written by Rachel Pollack, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And it goes through and it talks about the animal in each card, the meaning behind the card, the reason for the choice of the animal in the card. And it's a really good guidebook. These are both decks are North American animals. I believe this is, yeah. This is specifically the Pacific Northwest. I think this is more all over America, or maybe the Midwest. I'm not really sure. I don't know what this guidebook say. Animals and plants of North America. So everywhere. This book does the same, where neither of them have pictures in them, which is fine. You have the card. It talks about what the animal is, the divinatory meaning, and some reason for the choice, and the some background on the animal. So those are the guidebooks. Cardstock. So this is a nice matte cardstock, not too thick. I'll see if I can, I think I was able to riffle shuffle this. The Brady Tarot, the cards are bigger, so this is, let me get, where is, aha, there it is. So here's the Centennial. So it's the same size, and then the Brady Tarot is bigger. And it's much thicker cardstock. And it's that rose petal, not really rose petally, but it's still rose petal. So, and this one is gilded in a matte gold. And the Pacific Northwest is edged in, it's very dark green to match the backs. It's really pretty. They are significantly different art styles, and the energy of them, I think, is very different. Okay, so we start with the Fool, and it has the numbers up here. We have an otter, and where's the guide? Where did I put the guidebook? Aha. Okay, so in the Brady Tarot, I'm not going to do this for every single card, but now I'm just curious because I remember this one was it's a cowbird chick. So the cowbirds somehow lay their eggs in the nests of other birds and trick the other birds into caring for their young. And otters. If I can't have mermaids, then give me otters. Then we have, let's see what that guy is. Oh, I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm doing it. It's a crow. That's what I thought. And then this one is an owl for the magician. Oh, wait, what happened? Aha. See, they are a little sticky. So they both look like they're crows. And be more careful with these. And then we have a spider and an owl. And the cards in the Brady Tarot are much busier. There's a lot more going on in them. The Pacific Northwest is much simpler. Empress, rabbit, and then here, rabbit, hare. Those look like hares. I think I'm starting to get the gist of, or maybe a jackrabbit, the gist of the difference between rabbits and jackrabbits and hares. But we have a wolf, I'm gonna guess. Emperor. So we have a mountain in each one. A different kind of animal that lives in the mountain though. Hierophant. Honeybee. Not sure what kind of bird that is. Lovers. Looks like foxes. And these are some kind of crane, I'm going to guess. And I think they mate for life. Not sure about foxes. Let's see. Gray foxes. Okay. Doesn't say anything about them breeding for life or anything. Chariot. Some kind of whale. And have some kind of bird there. Bird up there. Definitely very different energy in these decks. Strength, a salmon, and a bear. Certainly takes a lot of strength to swim upstream, doesn't it? And the hermit. Then we have a bear here, an owl here. So he has the lamp as traditional. I guess he has the moon guiding him. The wheel. So they both have spiders. Here's our spider in the wheel. This is some kind of a shell, some kind of a snail shell. Say that fast. Yes, a black turban snail. Justice. These feel very similar. This looks like a buzzard though. Eagle or a hawk. Hanged one. So here it looks like we have an opossum, and that looks kind of gruesome, doesn't it? These branches almost look like his legs are splayed out, but they're not. It does have a gruesome effect. This one is some kind of a cocoon. Death. And something but the color palette of these super similar. Temperance. So here we have snakes and birds. Here we have some kind of a turtle. The devil. Color palette of these feel very, very similar too. So you have some kind of a goat there, some skulls and birds down here, and the hops, some kind of a beetle eating it up, maybe. That's what's happening there. Definitely the energy of these feels the same with that color story is the same. And the tower. So here we have a tree actually burning down. This one looks like maybe there's a fire off in the distance somewhere. And the star. I really like this star card. And the Brady Tarot. And the moon. Looks like we have a loon in the moon. We have a crayfish here. And the sun. Very orange. I like that this one has a lot of blue sky. Judgment. Some kind of a moth. Puppies, it looks like those are poppy seed pods. And the world. And those feel very different, don't they? Okay, so now we have the wands. I think, in the Brady Tarot, if I remember correctly, they're renamed. I think they're feathers. And I think the aces in the Pacific Northwest are all a flower. We do have a wand up here, a branch. And two. And the Brady Tarot has keywords on the minors. So inspiration, success. It's very cool. For this feels in the Pacific Northwest feels much more RWS. Love foxes. Something about them is so elegant. Prairie dogs. 5. I got some kind of lizards going on here. Definitely very similar though. 6. Yeah, the Pacific Northwest is definitely much more serene. The Brady is, well, they both reflect different aspects of the natural world, I think. 7. Bison. Mountain goat. 8. These look like they were actually swifts. And we get swiftness there. 9. We definitely have some conflict going on there. Hummingbirds fighting over something, it looks like. And then here he's more defensive. 10. definitely, the color story is very similar. Energy. Definitely feel that burden there, don't you? And then they, not only is the suit renamed, but the court cards are renamed. So we have daughters instead of pages. And sons instead of knights. It's cool, I haven't noticed that before. Mothers. And father instead of king. Okay, these are both very blue, aren't they? Two. Which I think the cups are horns. Pretty sure. Three. Like how there's faces carved on those. Four. You don't get so much apathy from this. Definitely feel it more in this, but you know, the keyword is there, so. Five. Just again, I don't know that I get lost from that. It almost feels like a pip card. Come on. 6. So now we got me some more otters. They look very happy. And some kind of octopus. What are those guys called? They're babies. There's a name for them, isn't there? They're just hatching eggs. Let's see. I don't see anything that says anything. Maybe I'm making stuff up. I could be making stuff up. I've been known to make stuff up. I love this shade of green in this. These guys are so cute. Not crazy about octopi, but those are cute. So they both got otters in them. Now this card, the 7, with the dragonfly and the reflected in the water, I love this card. I love how even the cups, he's made them look reflected. And breach, I'm not sure that that's ever a keyword that I've associated with the 7 of Cups. Interesting. I love that they both have kind of the same effect with the water. And then we have 8. There we have a dragonfly. Is he leaving his skin behind? Or is he leaving behind? I don't know. Do they, whatever that is, do they shed their skin? I'd have to look now. I must know. 8 cups. It's an alligator lizard. Yes, She shed her skin. I did not know that. Not big into reptiles. They don't gross me out, but not my favorite. 9. That's really pretty. This is, wow. 10. It's a lot of water. Dead Cappy. This definitely feels RWS, and I like how you have the rainbow here. Always expect that rainbow, but the rainbow is in the birds themselves. Page. And the Knight. Come on. I'm a giant fan of the rose petal. Queen. That's so pretty. They're both very pretty. Come on. And the King. Sea turtle, it looks like. Okay, so now we have swords, which in the Brady, I think, are arrows. So I think the suits in the, well, yes, the suits in the Brady Tarot stuck with natural, although, albeit like the horns, they were carved elements, but she talks about in the guidebook why she chose the arrows, which are man-made weapons. So anyway, those couldn't be more different. 2, some kind of a gopher or something, kind of creeps me out a little. 3. So yeah, you got dead birds in both of them. This one's got the arrows right through it. Avoided that, at least in the Pacific Northwest. 4, sea anemone. And yeah. 5. This guy has had a rough time of it. He's caught some little rodent, chipmunk maybe? Six. Hermit crab's going to get a new shell. 7. Looks like a weasel, marten even. Let's see. 7 of swords. A weasel. Olympic short-tailed weasel. Stealing some eggs. And here we got squirrels stealing the arrows. So, and breaking them. So good for them. 8. So we got some creature here hiding from the heat. What little shade it can get in the desert from a cactus. Blue jays yelling at this hawk here. So we have, we don't have jays where I live in Utah. We have magpies though, and they are just as mean and loud and obnoxious as jays are. They chase my cat all over the neighborhood. You know where my cat is because the magpies are chasing him. Please don't yell at me about my cat being outside. His name is Bad Kitty, and he can't be kept inside. He won't be. The eggs are broken. Rattlesnake. 10. So it's nice that it's just a skeleton here. Poor little, it's an opossum. Page. I didn't realize that sloths were North American animals. Now I must look. South American. That's a South American harpy eagle. So they aren't, I guess they aren't just North American animals. They are American. Because, yeah, they have the map in the book of the Americas. Okay. I can work with that. The knight. A fox jumping in a hole, it looks like, looking for something. The queen. Owls are just such cool birds. Something about their faces is so amazing. And cats. Tufts on the tops of the ears. Fascinating animals, both of them. Such good hunters, both are. And the king. Looks like a heron. Vulture. Okay, so last one, pentacles, which in the Brady are roots, I believe. So it's very nighttime-y here, isn't it, as opposed to the sunlight here. And the 2, got a ladybug, fox, coyote. Let's see. Two is it's a mimosa tree, not originally native to North America. Blah blah blah. Rabbit hutch underground, and a fox. Okay. Took me a bit to get to that. 3 paper wasps. Oh, do we ever have those in Utah? That's a constant battle, those guys. They were very... Someone cut down a tree last year, and they must have lived in it, and they kept trying to find some place to build their nest. And I got stung a few times by them. They were trying to build one in my fence, and I opened the gate, and they stung me in the face. So do not have any love for them. I get that they have their place, but not on my fence and not stinging me in my face. No armadillo. That's a pretty sky. Saving stuff up for the winter. Pronghorn. And moose. Yeah. It's a hard life living through the winter for both these animals. You can see here, you can kind of see the ribs through. 6. So we got a little chipmunk there. Oh, those look like chanterelle mushrooms. So we don't have those growing in Utah. I love chanterelles. So good. A hare. There's a hare. And the 7. The bees. I like bees. Some kind of moth. Something, oh, is that like a cicada under there? And 8. Termites, are those termites? Ugh. I'm sorry, they give me the creeps. Hummingbirds. So we flipped almost all of our yard. I probably said this before. And so now we have so many bees and hummingbirds. Hummingbird battles going on all the time for all the flowers I planted for them. I'm just going to pretend I can't see termites. Oh, they creep me out so bad. I think these are Rainier cherries. Not sure what kind of bird this is. Looks like it's collected up a bunch of worms. Looks like worms or grubs of some sort. Also creepy. 10. All the different kinds of birds and plants. And is there a little skull in there? Looks kind of like a little skull down there. Page. Night. Is it some kind of a gopher or something? Sorry, that was audible, wasn't it? I don't love them though. Beaver for the queen. It looks like a queen termite. Oh God, I don't like them. And the king. Something about things that live underground. Give me the willies a little bit. Okay. So, there you have it. So, there's the Brady Tarot and there is the Pacific Northwest. They are very different, and neither of them shies away from some of the more brutal aspects of nature. Maybe one of them finds a place in your practice. Maybe they both do. They both have a place in my practice. I really love animal decks, that animal energy. And I love both of these decks. So I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps the channel. And I'd love to hear in the comments below your thoughts about either of these decks or other animal decks that you have, that you like. Anything. I love to have conversations about tarot. So, as always, take care of yourselves and be kind to each other. Bye. It is July of 2022 and it is time for another deck giveaway. This time it is the Osho Zen Tarot. So this is a deck that I bought and really tried to connect with, so I didn't, I ran out of my Amazon return window. So it's not worth trying to sell because it's, it's mass market. It's not expensive. By the time, I sell it for $5 and then the $10 shipping, it's just like, why? So I'm going to give it away. Lisa Pepez is the one who convinced me to get this because she loves it. It was her first deck. In theory, Okay, it's black and white. In theory, I would like it because the artwork is pretty. The colors are pretty, but it's just not my jam. So there are plenty of walkthroughs. I'll go really fast. But there are plenty of walkthroughs of this deck. If you want to go and see, is this a deck I would like to try to win for free? You can do that somewhere else. Probably Lisa Pepez at Supportive Tarot. I'm sure she has gushing walkthroughs because I'm sure I watched them, and that's how I got convinced to get this deck. But like I said, it's just not my jam. So I'm not even going to show all the cards. That's pretty. See, that's pretty. That's pretty. But it just, you know, it doesn't ring my bell. So if you'd like to win it, you can comment below in this video with the word Zen and whatever else you want to say. And any video that I post in the month of July of 2022 that I have this at the end of, or where I mention the drawing somewhere and what keyword you should be entering in the comments, then you can enter as many times as you want. And each entry will get you another little piece of paper in my bowl, so it'll increase your chances. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and good luck.